Joel Meyerowitz, as pronounced in his film Pop, is an American street, portrait, and landscape photographer who was born in New York in 1938. He is viewed as a pioneer in and an early advocate for the use of color photography in a time where color photography wasn't taken seriously. His work has appeared in over 350 exhibitions in museums and galleries around the world. Some examples include the International Center of Photography, Museum of Modern Art, New York Public Library, and the Museum of Contemporary Photography in Chicago. He is a recipient of both the National Endowment for the Arts and National Endowment for the Humanities Awards, as well as a recipient of the Royal Photographic Society's Centenary Medal. He is a two-time Guggenheim Fellow, and he has over 50 books published of his work, and he is currently located in both New York and London. He shoots a variety of subjects, including landscape, portrait, and still life. His goal seems to be to just capture people in their everyday life with minimal posing. He has photos that have just a fun energy, like the woman who is probably just learning how to ski. He also has the sensual portrait of the woman lying on her side. He has the lightning bolt captured in Cape Cod, where the lighting is just impeccable. He has some interesting subjects in a still life collection that seems to just be some random metal objects and, oddly enough, a fake bird head. There is also the portrait in the middle, which happens to be my personal favorite out of all of his pictures, where he perfectly captures the flirtatious energy of this man and woman. His portraits all seem to be of people standing outside just looking at the camera. They all have a plain expression on their faces, and they can appear awkwardly placed at first, but that seems to be what gives his photos their charm. He shoots them in a variety of locations and a variety of ages. He's also not afraid to include nudity in his works, but it doesn't feel sexual. A few of his photos do feel a bit sensual, but not overly sexual nor objectifying. So much so that it doesn't even feel weird that there's a photo with a shirtless woman and a photo of a child on the same screen. All of his portraits seem to be shot in the perspective of personal empowerment of the subject, whether that is done on purpose or not. He includes various props, per se, in his works and seems to use the background as a part of the focus and not something to be tuned out. He even includes some wackier subjects, such as this man inexplicably dressed as corn, or this boy holding a fish on his shoulders. He has some photos that really bend your perception and challenge you to look from different angles and really use your brain to process what is going on, like this image being not only shot upside down, but also underwater. He seems to almost be trying to make it look like the swimmer is in the sky surrounded by clouds. The more monochromatic color scheme of the picture also helps the image to have a more calming nature to it, since it isn't overly stimulating. Here he uses negative space to really emphasize the trees. The perspective and angles also help to really give off the feeling of depth in the photo on the path. You almost feel as if you could step into the photo and keep walking between the rows of trees right into the fog. He has also shown that he is not afraid to shoot some more controversial subjects. He was one of the photographers at the scene of the World Trade Center after the 9/11 attacks during the cleanup process. He received some criticism for this, but many other photographers and people in journalism agreed with his work and expressed the need to capture what had happened. He photographed not only the remnants of the buildings and the lasting damage, but also the people doing the cleanup. He did important work with this, since it is important to humanize the events that happened and put faces to the work that had to be done afterwards. But back to a lighter note, he also seems to be a fan of capturing fully non-posed images of people. Here he uses the spontaneously worn pop of colors of the bathing suits and outfits of the people in the water and the contrast that they have from the sky and the reflection in the water. The reflection almost doubles the impact of the image and provides a nice split across the middle with the people connecting those two halves. In his collection titled Everyday Life, he tries to capture things that people do every day and don't even think about, things that are normal to some people but may be abnormal to others. In this photo, he almost offers an explanation about how farmers on vineyards dispose of many of the cuttings from the vines. This is a normal occurrence for people in that area, but for the average viewer, this may be teaching them something new. Also from the Everyday Life collection, you can see two workers working together to saw a log in half. These two men probably had no idea that they were being photographed or that this photo even exists, but that's what gives it charm. It's pure, unfiltered life. Or here, he uses more negative space and color to convey emotion as well as emphasizing the subject. The darkness of the trees and building make the pastel colors of the sky more evident, and the muted colors have a calming feel to them. Here, he really uses color to make the photograph unique and pop. While not, for lack of a better term, posed by him, it still feels as if the color matching was done on purpose. But he was able to capture the simplicity of life, and back before there were huge chain stores everywhere. The shop seems to be more of a small business or a locally owned business. This photo seems to just have a humorous intent. Who knows what this means, whether it's for stupid people or if it's leading to behind a butcher's shop? That's up to the viewer to decide. The old-fashioned signs give this a sense of novelty, since you don't see things like this anymore. As of right now, you can find a lot of his modern works on his website, but mostly on his social media, especially his Instagram. He's continuing to produce both powerful and simple photographs from his everyday life. His work is definitely something to keep an eye on, since the future is only bringing more interesting work from him.